What are we starting with? My takeaways, what I learned from 2023. Number 1, simplify your belongings. This comes down to having the tools that you use, having what you need, and reducing the excess, reducing the unnecessary decisions. So for me, that means having a set everyday carry, having one knife, having one flashlight, having one pen, one wallet, having a simple wardrobe, knowing here are your pants, here are your jeans, here are your shoes, here are your shirts. You don't have to worry about it. There's nothing on the shirts. The jeans are plain. There's nothing fancy on them. Grab a pair, grab a shirt. You're out the door. You're good to go. You don't have to worry about it. I know a lot of people have heard about this type of approach from a lot of the tech billionaires. I think it was Steve Jobs who popularized it. He would have the black turtleneck, the jeans and the New Balance. Mark Zuckerberg with his fancy custom-made t-shirts and jeans. They do it because they are billionaires. Their time is valuable. My time is not. So I am not doing it because I think the 30 seconds or 1 minute or 5 minutes that I'm saving is going to save me thousands of dollars. It may save me a nickel, may save me $1 or $2, but am I really going to be effective and productive for those extra 30 seconds to justify it? No. If we're being realistic, no, I am not. So that is not why I am doing it. I am doing it because in the morning when I wake up, I'm groggy, I'm not all there, and it's removing one decision that I have to make. I don't have to look at 5 different pocket knives and say, what pocket knife do I want to use today? I know I just have the one. Well, I have others, but they're all stored away. Because this is the one that I carry. I carried it pretty much every single day over the last year. Same with the flashlight, same with the wallet, same with the handkerchief. The pen changed a couple of times, but for the most part, it removes that decision paralysis. And that gives me a bit of peace, knowing that I am not going to mistakenly take the wrong thing with me. I know the stuff that I have is going to function in pretty much every single environment that I am in. I know the clothes that I wear are not going to draw too much attention to me, negative or positive. I am the ultimate gray man. Oh, look, another guy wearing Levi's and a black t-shirt. He's doing well. Let's pay attention to him and follow him. Oh, he's driving that car? What a loser. I'm doing it for all of those reasons. Peace of mind, removing another decision from my day, and that just gives me a bit of peace. Number 2 kind of goes in line with that. It may be the next logical step in simplifying your belongings, but finding joy in simple living. Not always seeking the greatest, not always seeking the most bombastic, not looking to go on vacations all the time and keep up with the Joneses, but instead enjoy what you have and enjoy the life that you live. So when I wake up in the morning, I could curse and moan, heckin' shooting butts and stuff. I don't get to go get a Starbucks coffee. I don't spend $7 a day getting a coffee that tastes like ice cream. I hate my life. Instead, I make my 25, 30, 40-cent cup of coffee in my drip coffee brewer. I know all the coffee heads are cringing. Yes, it burns the coffee even as it's sitting in the carafe. I don't care. Me whispering, that's how little I care. That's one instance where I whispered and said, okay, that's actually a good justification. Most of the time I say, why did I whisper that? I don't know. In that case, I care so little. I don't even want to project. I don't care at all. I make my 40-cent cup of coffee and I enjoy it. There have been multiple occasions over the last year where I take a sip of my coffee with a tablespoon of half and half and a half teaspoon of sweetener. And I say, it shouldn't be this good. This is so good. I find joy in enjoying a boring cup of coffee that I made at home. Finding the joy in the simple things. Going for a walk, I talked about this during the year. I was listening to some pop punk music. I think it was pop punk. I was going for a walk. It was the middle of summer, so it was hot, but it was overcast. There were clouds coming over the mountain, and I just had the dumbest grin come across my face. It was this moment to sound like a total hippie. They should lock me up. I'm gonna start wearing patchouli. a moment of pure joy. Just, this is peace. I am walking in asphalt. I'm not surrounded by a bunch of homeless people yelling and hissing at me, which, yes, did happen this year. A homeless person or a drug addict with a big metal pole ran across the street and started hissing at me. That didn't happen this day. And I was just thrilled. I was perfectly content. That's how I would put it. Also, listening to a good piece of music. Finding something that you may like on Listen One, that's great. Finding something that might challenge you, that you have to revisit a couple of times, even better because you have a deeper appreciation for that music. Just sitting down and listening to that music, or if you're out for a walk, enjoying that music while enjoying what's going on around you, while appreciating what's going on around you. Finding joy in that, or a simple meal of eggs and an English muffin. There have been many a time where I yell, it shouldn't be this good. It's 2 eggs, especially I make them in the microwave. I know every single foodie out there, by the way, no, I'm not gonna degrade foodies, but I know every single foodie just cringed themselves to death. I cook eggs in the microwave. Because I'm so gosh darn lazy. The reason I'm pointing that out, it is not fine dining. It's 2 eggs, a buttered whole wheat English muffin, and a cup of coffee. I don't think there's much better. And I could be moaning about the fact that I'm not eating a steak. That I see people posting fancy $25, $50 meals on their Instagrams. I could be complaining, why do they get to do that and I don't? But instead, I have found joy in, I'm getting pretty good at microwaving these eggs. I'm getting pretty good at drip brewing that coffee. And it's a nice way to start the day. And then I guess the final takeaway for me, the final thing that I learned was to really focus on frugality. And this really is the next logical stepping point from these first 2. It would be easy to look at the value of the US dollar and just scream about it. Just get furious and angry about all of the contributing factors that are out of your control, where you see people being irresponsible leading to it. It would be very easy and justifiable to be angry about it. But instead, I found the fun in trying to locate where and how I could save money. I made it into a game to challenge myself in to live as monastic a life as I could. Was that a proper sentence? I liked challenging myself to live monastically. That's what I mean. To live a bit uncomfortably, to live well below my means. Yes, I could afford to go out and get a meal every single night of the week. Am I going to do it? No. Instead, I'm going to have 2 eggs for breakfast and an English muffin and a cup of coffee that I brewed. I'm going to have trail mix and an apple for lunch and then chicken and vegetables for dinner. Does it get boring? Sure. if you're looking for excitement out of your food, if you are looking to live through what you eat. And many people do. And if that is your choice, more power to you. But I found joy in the simplicity out of the monastic way, the monk-like way of chicken and vegetables and brown rice. Okay. And after a while, it gets pretty darn good. Challenging yourself to find alternatives to stuff as it gets too expensive. I used to get bacon. Instead of bacon, it got too expensive. I switched to eggs. Instead of going out to eat, I make all of my food at home. I make my coffee at home. Instead of subscribing to subscription service XYZ for video, TV show, music, TRS, I'm going to enjoy the stuff that I already own. Some of it I bought because I actually like it, and I will enjoy that. I want to have that CD that I have listened to 50 times, 100 times. I want that collection of movies that I have enjoyed dozens of times. So instead of subscribing to all of these services and having access to all of the content that has ever been created, enjoy what you have. And that is extended outside of just content to everything else that I have, my everyday carry stuff, my watches, my clothes, my water bottle, the stuff that I own. I could be looking to upgrade. I could be thinking, gosh, this isn't as good as what other people have, but instead, I have come to appreciate the fact that I am even able to have something as nice as what I have. It may not be the best. People may have better. Who cares? Who cares? Appreciate what you have. And that was a huge takeaway for me. Frugality. I know we kind of took a detour there, but frugality. Finding ways to save money, challenging yourself to find alternatives when stuff gets too expensive, and enjoying it. Instead of moaning about it and finding the negative in it, make it a game, challenge yourself. And maybe it's just, maybe I'm just in denial. Maybe that's what it is. I can't afford what I used to. Oh no! What's happening to the economy? Maybe I'm in denial. I don't know. Psychiatrists out there, am I in denial? Or am I just viewing things through a healthy lens? Am I coping? Is this the big cope? Leave your comments. Cope! I don't have this on the paper, but I will add this in. Health. Take care of yourself. This is something that I am so happy I made the decision to do. A couple of years ago, I made the decision to start walking every single day, to start eating a bit healthier. And it has paid off over the last couple of years. I feel better than I have ever felt in my entire life. That wasn't even the initial intention. It was, I need to get out of my home for a little bit because I am going stir crazy. I'm losing my mind walking from my bed to work to studio to bed. It was solely to get out from this prison that I am in. And then it turned into, okay, I'm going to keep doing it. I just felt like walking. And then I realized, I'm walking a lot. Why am I not losing weight? That's why. Because I eat like garbage. And when I made that shift as well, I started feeling better. But the reason why I'm bringing this up, had I not made that decision, had I not made that change in my lifestyle, when I got sick this year, when I caught COVID finally, I don't know if it would have gone over so easily. I was pretty sick for a month. I think I missed a month of videos. But I would have had what they call comorbidities had I not made these lifestyle changes because I was severely overweight before. I was not healthy in any way, shape, or form. And if I were to have gotten sick back then, or if I was still living the way that I did, and I got sick, I don't think I would have beat it as easily as I did. So just the fact that I was fortunate enough to have made that decision and stuck to it. I'm stubborn enough to stick to it and do what I don't want to do. Most of the days, I do not want to go for a walk. I do not want to do 150 to I don't want to do the push-ups, but I do it. And I think that builds character, doing something that you don't want to, because you're prioritizing your health and your future self as opposed to the instant gratification. And that's something that a lot of my generation, myself included for many years, did. Just instant gratification. I want to eat this. I'm going to eat this. Who cares what impact it will have? I want this fancy item. I'm going to buy it. I don't care if I have the money. I will put it on a credit card. I want that luxury car. I don't care if I can afford it. I want that 7-bedroom home. I don't care if I can afford the mortgage. I'm going to get it. So by making that shift, I know I went off topic again into finances, but it's that instant gratification mindset. And I don't know how I was able to shift it, but I did. And because I made that shift, I was able to get healthier, and I am very grateful for that. And I refuse to go back to that way. That's why I am including it. It was such a big life change for me. And seeing the benefit and feeling the benefit is the lesson that I learned this year.